it was like the first short film we did, I think it was some spy thing. And then I was really into doing like lip sync. Like we would just play the music track and to a already something somebody already made and like make our own like fake music video. We did that a lot too. But yeah, I was so thankful those aren't around anymore.
Right. Yeah. We did skate tapes, and how we did it, we had the little DV camcorder, and we would put uh headphones from the CD player on the speaker, and we would time it to where I would hit record, the person would hit play, and then when I hit record, it was like we would record the whole cut, and then we had to time it exactly right to hit it at the same time. And we got so excited when we watched it back and we realized like it was perfect sequence, and it was just like a music video, you know.
I remember Movie Maker, like you could only do one track of audio with it. So like you'd have your camera track and you'd have to export it, put it back in, and then add sound effects, and then export it and put it back in, and then add music. And it was like this huge process.
Right.
It was, and then I can remember having I think it was whatever Sony's version of editing, Vega or whatever, had multi-tracks, and it was like that was a whole new world for me. It's like, oh, I can layer my audio now. It's amazing.
Right. And then at some point you learn to lay text over things and all that good stuff. Awesome. So, you know, I'm assuming you grew up in Fairmont.
No, actually, I grew up in Kirksville, Missouri. So about 2.5 hours from north of St. Louis, real near Iowa.
Oh, cool. So coming out of high school there, did you go to high school there?
No, I actually went to high school in Alabama. I jumped around a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, coming out of high school, what did you have any goals in mind where you kind of like, you know, I'm going to go to college and do this. I'm going to, you know, what was the path from there?
Yeah. So in college, that was where people first started telling me like, you know, you're good at this filmmaking thing. There are careers in this. Cause like I said before that, it was just like what I did for fun. And so like guidance counselors and people were like, hey, you know, this is a viable option. You should start looking at schools. So that's where I found Full Sail University out of Florida. And I liked their format because they had a set in the school and they had all this like hands-on. I knew I didn't want to go to school and read textbooks. I wanted to put my hands on cameras. I wanted to be on sets. I wanted to like learn how to do filmmaking. So I chose Full Sail out of high school. And that was kind of always my plan. Guidance counselors like kind of helped me set it up. I did a bunch of like looking into it and research. And then right as I graduated, we ended up moving to West Virginia. And within the first 8 months of living here, I met my wife. And so that's what kind of changed it a little bit for me. Cause up until that point, I was like, I'm going to go to Florida and I'm going to, you know, live there while I'm going to Full Sail. But then once you get married, it's like, do I really want to move my wife down to Florida? She's lived in West Virginia her whole life. So that kind of changed that trajectory just a little bit.
Every project you guys try to do, you know, it's not just your run of the mill, you know, talking head video. Of course we do those, you know, we have to pay the bills, but you all always try to put that creative spin on it and make it something special.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just like another, you know, as we grew as a company, it was just one of those things like, we don't always have to do exactly what the client wants. Like there was this kind of light bulb moment where it was like they're expecting us to be an expert in a field. Like that's what we're touting. We're video professionals and we only do video and we're experts at it. So maybe we should start giving our expertise and like kind of speaking into their creative process. And so I think like over the last year and a half, we've really honed that ability to talk to a client and analyze what they're trying to accomplish with the campaign or the video, and then translate that into a video production. Because I think it gets a little weird when you'd always just say yes to the client because they're not video professionals. They have an idea. They might have seen something that they liked or, you know, a commercial on TV, but like at the end of the day, you also are responsible for checking their boxes of like what this video is supposed to do. So if you only do what they say, most times it's not going to check those boxes. And we found that adding that creativity really kind of set us apart and gave us that ability to also practice what we all went to school for. we're not making narrative films every day anymore, but we are, we are writing scripts and we are casting actors and I am directing. And like, so there's all these elements of the thing that we wanted to do, but it's in this brand world and we're getting paid for it, it's awesome.